and they have this victim mentality, and they love to say, they did it to me, and they and point the finger, but never, ever, ever, ever looking in the mirror. Well, hello once again. Happy Wednesday. We done made it. We almost through another week. We're here live with another episode of Pew Babies, reporting from the House Targaryen, as you can see, for my Game of Thrones watchers. Shame. Yes. And once again, always with the good with the alley-oops. Definite great segue to our topic for today. And some of you all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, because today's topic is the problem is me.
Me?
Yes, you. And we wanted to bring this topic up because a lot of the times, in this world today, people love playing the victim mentality.
Yes.
The victim, and they have this victim mentality, and they love to say, they did it to me, and they point the finger, but never, ever, ever, ever looking in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, to see, well, where did I mess up? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? And like you said last season, you moving from job to job to job to job, and church to church, and this situation to this situation, relationship to relationship, and you thinking and saying it's everybody else, and the problem is you. Sometimes you have to take time to look at yourself, because when you look at your situations, the common denominator is you. So we just want to take a moment to help you reflect. Look in the mirror, start taking some accountability for some things. Yes. But as always, we're going to lay the foundation first. And so where are we coming from this week?
Well, we always love to give some scripture on it. And we have a couple that we're going to reference to, but the first one is going to be Proverbs 25 and 28. And it reads as such: He that hath no rule over his own spirit, that's dealing with me again, is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So that means you don't have no foundation.
None. You just out here.
You need to take some type of accountability and realize that instead of you constantly switching from church to church to church, from job to job, and all this bouncing and back and forth that you're doing, and realize maybe it's time for me to sit back and look at me and see what is it that I'm bringing to the situation that's causing people to not feel comfortable around me. What is it that's being done on my end that's causing there to always be family drama? There's always something going on with the job place. There's always some type of drama you're in the church. And then every time we look up of the basic denominator, we see that you is the one that's in the vector. But still, you don't want to take accountability, because we know it is safe to play the victim. And when we deal with the word safe, you can even look at it as a comfort zone.
Exactly.
And when you begin to put yourself into a comfort zone, now you're in dangerous territory.
Yes.
Because when you're getting comfortable, now you're stagnant. And when you become stagnant, that's when you're really going to fall off at the white side.
Exactly. And did you have more scripture?
I have another one that we can go ahead and get out the way as well. That is Psalm 51 and verse 10. And it reads, Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renewing me a right spirit within me. Now we see these scriptures keep all talking about me, the inner man, me. When are you going to learn to take accountability? When are you going to learn to stop, as you said, pointing the finger? Because clearly we are human.
Yes.
We are not perfect. That's why we need God.
Exactly.
That's why we go to church, because we need things to be worked on us. It's some of us that got so much junk.
Oh my God.
That's up in us that you need to literally, and we talked about this very not long ago during this season, where it's like you need a spiritual refrigerator cleansing.
Exactly.
You got so many spoiled milks and cheeses and sour cream,
Spoiled milk.
and eggs and all the above. Go throw away that mess.
Yes.
Get gutted out.
Yeah. Get rid of some of that old baggage that you got from old relationships, and stop bringing old relationship issues into new relationships.
Yes.
Or go somewhere and get healed. But I did want to bring up this topic, self-sabotage.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, we really don't talk about self-sabotage. A lot of times our situations don't work out for us, whether it be business deals or friendships or relationships, because you are sabotaging yourself. And the definition of self-sabotage is a deliberate destruction. It is destructive or hampering action by enemy agents. And so in this case scenario, the enemy agent is you. You are your own best friend or your own worst enemy. You could be your own worst nightmare. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes it's all because people don't want to grow.
Yeah.
They don't want to let go of the old them. They want to just keep bringing mess and heaping mess on top of old mess and just keep carrying this mess to mess to mess to mess, and their life is messy and they messy.
Because it's comfortable.
Yes.
It's a comfort zone.
Yes.
And one thing I like to call it, and people who know me, they know I use this, self-infliction.
Exactly.
I cannot show you empathy or sympathy when you are the reason why you're constantly in this mess.
Exactly.
Sooner or later, you should get tired of going through the same routine, day after day after day after day.
Yes.
You should get tired of looking in the. And this is, there's so many ways you can deal with this, because we can deal with it from a spiritual standpoint. We can deal with it from a professional standpoint. We can deal with it, like you said, relationships. You have individuals that stand in relationships where they're being abused, both mentally, physically, emotionally, all the above. When are you gonna get to a point to where you get tired of seeing yourself in the mirror with a busted face?
Or crying over the same situation, or wishing that this person would do you right, and they gonna be them. So you gotta change. The problem is you sometimes for staying in that situation and accepting less than the best.
Yes.
Less than what you feel that you deserve.
Yes.
And so, I just want to real quick give some tips and tricks of how can one pinpoint if they are the problem. Because sometimes you're looking in the mirror, you can't see yourself. You know what I mean?
You're unrecognizable.
You don't recognize yourself, and so sometimes you need some help to. Well, how can I know if I'm the problem? Okay, look at your life. Just take some time to sit down and reflect. Look at your life. Are there any repeated cycles? You know what I mean? Can you look at a couple situations, 2 to 3, and say that ended exactly the same way that ended, and that ended the same way as that ended? You know what I mean? You always emerge, well, it was her fault because she didn't do this, or it was their fault because of this. Whether it be personal relationships, friendships, work relationships, if you notice any repetition in how things end, you might want to consider changing up how you're handling things and how you're handling your business and how you're conducting things.
Yes.
Because it's not always everybody else's fault. Everybody not always wrong.
No.
Sometimes you wrong. And in this generation, it's hard for people to take accountability.
Oh, very much so.
It's she happy because she got a man, and they happy because they got this amount of money. Okay, so how did they get there? I had to get married 15 times. Well, why? Why? I'm going to sip on that one.
Yeah, but let's take a sip.
While they do some self-reflection.
Because that one hurts.
Yeah.
Because anytime someone's calling you out, and we know the truth hurts.
Yes.
But sometimes we just need that bold-faced truth thrown in our face, because if you continue to be stagnant and continue to go on this same reputation over and over and over, sooner or later you're going to burn out.
Exactly. I know some men right now that's pressing 40 and they want to be married. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be married. That's not the issue. But they will never be able to receive that this is what the problem is. Like, these are people that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I don't have a problem keeping it a buck with them, but they will never sit down and admit, you know what, I'm bogus. You know what I'm saying? I need to do people better. I can't just always focus on self. Sometimes the problem is you, because you're selfish. You never take other people into consideration. You know what I mean? A lot of relationships get ruined because you only thinking about what you want, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. You only want to talk to people when you get ready to.
Yep.
You only want to deal with people when you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? You go 10 years without saying something, and then you finally pop up and say, oh, hey, I want you to do something. No, ain't nobody finna deal with that. I'm not coming to help you and help you do jack. If you're going to feel like you don't disrespect me like that, no. And so what they do, I'm going to just move on to the next person, and you do them like that, and what they going to say, no, you can't come over here no more. Now, you might have some food that's going to endure to the end, but even they will get to a breaking point where they say, I'm not going to deal with that no more. You got to go. And then you got to start all the way back over from the bottom, all over again. And so if the problem is you and you see that that's a trend, then you have to say, well, I got to change it up. You got to do things differently.
Yes.
You cannot get new results playing the same old game.
Yes.
And then once your game is old and tired, those that know you well already know, I know exactly what you finna do next. You finna do this. You finna do that. You finna move like this. You finna just be mad. You finna go here. You finna do that. Because you ain't changed nothing. And then sometimes you can help rebuild some of those past relationships by just saying you sorry.
That's right. Sorry goes a long way.
It goes,
but we're
such a long
too
way.
prideful and too stuck on self to be able to humble ourselves. Because we know the word does say, if my people which are called by my name would humble themselves, pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear. But see, we like to skip those points. We want to go in and do and grab the points that's good to us, that apply to us, that feel good to the flesh. Because that's what it feels good to the flesh. The spirit man is saying, no, I want to go further. I want to go higher. I want to go behind the veil. But that's when the flesh says, no, because I know I got to do too much praying. I got to do much fasting, because that's the only way you're going to kill and bring this flesh under subjection.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I know. Humble. We are such a unhumbled generation.
We are.
Even after the pandemic.
Yeah.
People still aren't humble. They tell you to put on a mask. It takes... Got to pull wigs, weaves, everything off just for you to put on a mask. And then once you get sick, you want everybody to feel sorry for you. But you was one of the main ones who didn't want to wear the mask.
The problem was you in that case.
All the way.
Even if you don't support getting the shot, okay, you can at the least just wear a mask. Just wear a mask. And then if that business owner says you can't come in my business without wearing the mask, so you're going to cause hell and high water. You're going to become a viral sensation.
A Karen.
Or a Ken. You're going to become social media famous because you want to act a fool. Now you done got locked up. You done got beat up. Then you got locked up. Then we going to laugh at you on social media.
Sure am. I'm going to crack up.
Because you going to look stupid. All because you didn't want to put on a mask for 5 minutes to go get you some chicken and leave. All of that.
Humble yourself.
That's all you got to do.
We don't have prayer lives anymore. We want everybody to pray for us. Can you get a prayer through? Can I call you? I just need prayer. When are you going to learn to seek God for yourself? That's when you begin to get a connection and you begin to get in tune. It's through prayer. The word says that my sheep know my voice. How do you intend to know his voice if you don't have a connection? It's the same thing with you and I. In order for us to be able to understand one another and be able to be on one accord, what do we have to do?
Talk.
We have to talk. We have to communicate. We have to get an understanding. It's the same way with God. Mm-hmm. This thing right here, this body, get into here so that he can install and put the word in you. Mm-hmm. One thing, when you pray, you need to pray the word of God, because once you have sent forth the word, it won't come back void. We have to learn how to use the tools. And
you can't even pray the word if you don't never read the word. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You always want somebody to deliver you out of your mess. And then, we got to take time and give a little bit of time to those that want to say, well, where did prayer get us? All we do is get in the comments and talk about some pray, pray, pray. But black men still getting killed. Folks still die. Now I'm talking about what people actually out here saying, because I read comments.
Yeah, that's very true.
All the time, and they want to criticize people who pray. But what's funny to me is whenever they going through in their personal life.
What's
now,
the
this,
first thing they do?
This not what they putting on social media. Now they gonna get underneath the comments or something and say, "Where has prayer gotten us? Where pray? We always want to pray. I'm ready to go kill somebody. I'm ready to go get my vengeance. I'm ready to go shoot the police." Okay, and you do that, and we'll come. Don't ask the church or nobody that can get a prayer through to put no money on your books.
That's right.
Because in that situation, the problem was you. Now, if you decide that you don't want to go, you want to go to the club and you don't want to have no mask on, don't ask nobody from the church to pray for you. Okay. All that criticism that you did about people who pray, and you ain't even really, people think that a prayer life is just affiliated with you going to church. No, I remember when the years that I wasn't going to church, I had the best.
Yes.
Now I'm looking in the mirror at myself. That's when I was the closest to God. Mm-hmm. And people think that it's just limited to a building. No, it's not.
No.
But
we are the church.
The church is in us. Wherever we go.
They said we are the temple where he resides. Now that's the word.
That's what it's saying.
But we don't apply it.
Don't want to apply it. But then want to turn around and ask for prayer. You know what I mean? Okay, so you believe in whatever you believe. You believe in the universe. You believe in crystals. Okay, don't ask nobody that believe in prayer to pray you out of your sick bed. To pray and help ask God to get you another job. To pray for you a marriage. To pray for you this. To pray for you that. No, go to your sage and crystal temples. Somebody ain't gonna like it. That's fine. Because we gonna keep rolling. The check's still gonna keep coming through. We still gonna be getting paid. The show's still gonna go on. Okay, you can click off. I don't care. And I'm not judging you.
No, not by far.
If that's how you feel and that's what you want to do your thing. Just make sure you don't criticize what I'm doing. And make sure you revert to those things when you need a shift in your life.
And if you see that those things aren't changing or making any difference in your life, clearly, once again, the problem is me.
Maybe have a prayer life. Then maybe look up and say, you know what, God? Okay, I done saged my house down. This nigga not going nowhere. I done held these crystals in a nice velvet bag. I done bought the prosperity crystal, the healing crystal, the crystal to make my edges grow back. And I done put them all in a bag, in a velvet bag, and tied them up and shook it. And then it looked like my edges went even further. Looked like I got even broker. It looked like I got even sicker. It looked like ain't no nigga paying me no attention. That man don't even want me. That girl don't even want me. Okay, Lord. So I've tried all those things, and maybe I need to try you. Maybe I need to establish a prayer life. Maybe I need to stop criticizing those people who pray and can get a prayer through, and say, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna stop getting in my own way. I'm going to stop being prideful. I'm going to stop being judgmental, because see, it's them people that don't believe in prayer and don't believe in God that want to judge us for believing and not realizing that, well, you your own hindrance.
That's right.
We're not stopping you from getting ahead. You are your own hindrance. And whatever is working for you, I want you to know that's going to be temporary.
Yeah.
And you judging us but don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
I hate church people. They going to judge me. Right, but you talking about us, though. You get in the comments and are relentlessly talking about, well, what is prayer going to do? Okay, what is the crystals going to do?
Well, the other part of that scripture where it said, humble yourself, pray, and you got to seek and turn from your wicked ways. That's going right into what you're saying right there. You're going to have to change some things. You're going to have to stop doing things that you normally do that's constantly getting the same repetition over and over and over. You got to make changes.
Yes.
If you don't make changes, how do you expect anything to change? It's the same way with anyone that's in sports or anything. If my dribble is not working, I'm going to have to change up and see how this helps with the free throw. You got to apply change.
You got to get to shoot.
But see, we're in a generation where I want everybody to change around me.
But I don't want to change
And
myself.
I want to stay my same ugly looking self.
Ugly looking, monkey moo in the
Monkey
face.
moo. You know who you be.
Maybe she don't. But in case she come across this episode,
We look in the mirror at Monkey Moo. Whatever we think of. But sometimes you gotta tell this bitter, straight up truth to get you to realize, hey, something has to change. And I have a scripture for that one.
Yes, come on with the word.
Because, we have to apply the word when it needs to be applied. Romans 12:2. It says, and I'm going to start with verse 1 actually. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present yourself, your bodies, as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. This is reasonable. He said, I ain't asking you nothing too hard.
Right.
Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
It started here, anime.
That's where it started. That you may prove what that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So what? We just said you got to change yourself. You got to humble yourself. It starts right here in the mind. What that mind that refers to? Me. Exactly.
The man in the mirror.
But, I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm grown and because, everyone's not at a low point in life. These are even for the people who have so quote unquote arrived. I have the finances and I have this and that. But look at you. You still bitter all in that house by yourself.
Still ain't got no joy. Still ain't got no peace. Still losing your mind. Still got to take Ambien to go to sleep.
Not Ambien. Well, it's the truth.
Still mad at everybody around you.
Give them a value.
Exactly. You still cocained up because that's how you get
that's why they wake up. That's why they up. They're doing all that coke.
Sniffling. Still unsatisfied. And we know that that's true because there's so many people that have access, that have money, that have wealth, that have status, that can buy anything they want. And why are they committing suicide?
Self-medication.
Why they not happy? Why they don't have no peace? Why they can't sleep at night?
All these rich folk.
All of these rich
successful
folks.
Celebrities killing themselves. So that shows you where he said the man can gain the whole world. Come on, somebody. Y'all know we in the book.
And so they don't realize that they're their own problem.
Yeah, their own problem.
They need to look in the mirror and say, you know what? What is it that I'm doing? Why don't I have joy? Why don't I have peace? Why don't I have friendships? Why none of my relationships work out? How come I don't have a significant other? How come I can't stay on nobody's job past 90 days? You can't even get the benefits because you ain't even staying long enough. It's everybody else's fault. All your co-workers. Everybody hating on you. Everybody at Wendy's is hating on you.
So if we look at the track record, they don't come to work on time. You miss work. When you come to work, you leave early.
And it's everybody else's fault. You can't pay your rent. You can't buy diapers for your baby because you ain't work a full check.
Or your priorities all jacked up. You had to pay your rent, but you went to the boat. You rather go buy the new J's. You wanted to go to the Meg Thee Stallion concert, all that. But Meg got plenty of money. And I guarantee you, her rent is mortgage is paid while you up here trying to go there. Get your priorities straight.
First, get some new habits. If the problem is you, get some new. I
was going to say get some new hair.
Get some new hair too. Because, sometimes.
You need it.
Sometimes. I know some women that I know that's not married. I be like, Jesus. The problem is you, dear.
You waking up looking like,
Okay, take that old croissant off.
Matted. Beat down. God, looking like grandma's. Lord, have mercy.
Get you some new clothes, sir. Coming up in the building looking like famous Amos. No, get yourself together.
Not famous Amos.
Looking like somebody granddaddy. No. So, don't no woman want me. No.
Grandpa Ginger Snaps. We laughing, but I know we telling the truth.
Right.
You have to make a change.
You do.
What is the life that you are expecting to live? What is your 5-year plan? Oh, now we going somewhere now.
What's your plan for the end of the week?
Hey.
Some people don't even think that far.
They really don't.
You know what I mean?
They
It's
really
everybody else's fault. I'm gonna get my check. I'm gonna go cash my check at the check cashing place, and then I'm gonna go to the club and I'm gonna buy all drinks for everybody in the club. Then come Monday morning, you ain't nan bill got paid.
Mm-hmm.
You 4 months behind on your rent.
Mm-hmm.
Your car about to get repossessed.
All them friends you with, they ain't there now.
You can't call them and ask them for $5.
Not even a loaf.
$5.
For $5 for loaf.
You can't even ask them for $5 to help you get something to eat. You know what I mean? And when it comes to like people being moochers,
Yes.
set boundaries.
Yes.
Stop allowing everybody to despitefully use you. You know what I mean?
That's
It's okay
good.
to
That's
say
good.
no, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
You
I
done
got
poured
this.
so much, let somebody pour
Into you. And then once you find your tribe of people that will pour into you, do them right. Don't do them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good friend. You want friends? Be a good friend.
That's right.
You want a good relationship? Be a good person to be in a relationship with. If you wouldn't want your son or daughter to be with somebody that's doing the things that you're doing, then you need to change.
That's right. You have to give what you're expecting back. It's all about, okay, if you're looking for the respect, give me the respect. If you're looking for the financial wealth, well, you have to sow and you have to do what it takes to have the financial. You have to be a good steward of your funds and you have to have good credit. Oh, because you know that's a problem that a lot of us, especially young people now, talking to y'all. Get your credit in order. Don't you know we ain't nothing but numbers, especially according to the color of your skin. We are nothing but numbers in this world. And you wonder why you can't get approved for the house, why you can't get the car. And then it's even jobs today who are running your credit because they test that. Okay, if you're not a good steward over your funds and your credit, well, we already know you're not going to come to work. So what are you going to do then? Get your numbers, get yourself together.
Now that was a word. And if it just hit you, just say ouch.
Just say ouch. It's okay. It's okay.
Because we're saying it in love, because we want y'all to be better and do better and live better.
Yes.
So,
Which will make you overall better.
yes. And learn how to invest. You know,
that's another one
learn
right
how
there.
to invest.
Instead of don't just invest into all Louis, Gucci, and all of them. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Louis and some Gucci, and I got them. But these bills are paid. Mm-hmm. Well, everything I ride in, guess what? It's paid. So guess what? That's why I can wear it and drive here all that I ride and drive here.
Yes, everything paid for. Everything.
Glory.
There ain't no rent to own over here. Everything paid for.
Ain't nothing wrong with rent to own.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You have to crawl before you walk. Don't jump out there and think you can just go and get you a $50,000 vehicle and on you make $10 an hour. Be smart. Use wisdom. You can't afford no $900 car note a month. You got to start with $200. Hey, keep that for a year. Trade that thing in. Go on and get you a Kia.
Yeah.
Pay that off. Then maybe you could go ahead and elevate. Get you a BMW. But don't. See, and the reason why they do that is because they're trying to please people. That's another problem why the problem is me. I'm too concerned about how people look at us. I know where we gotta go, but that's something that stop worrying about how people worry about how you look when you look in the mirror.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a message there.
Exactly. Because you could get and if you fashionable, you can get you some thrift store fashions
Sure can.
just as well as you can get you some Louis fashions
Sure
and
can.
be in the book.
Yep, and
be
they-
looking good. People like, girl, where'd you get that lens? I gonna tell you.
And you go to the right thrift store, they do have vintage Louis, Gucci, Coach, all the above.
And if you are living in the St. Louis area, you know that those places are in the West County.
you ain't lying.
In the county.
They keep them all out there because they know we can't drive all the way out.
Because our tags ain't right. And I can't even talk about that. I need to get my plates together right now today. The problem is me on my plates.
Jesus.
Just to show you we not perfect either.
No, not at all. No.
But the plates I need to get, the cars is all paid for.
Uh-huh.
I ain't got no car note. I got 2 cars. They both paid for. Oh, glory.
Hallelujah. I got 2, but one of them paid for. So.
But them bills get paid.
Some bills come out auto draft.
Amen.
Amen.
And so on that note, long story short, because we done said so much. Long story
We
short,
cut up a little bit on this one.
we did, but we needed it. We needed it. We know what kind of morning we've had. But long story short, sometimes You have to take accountability
Yes.
for your own station in life. Sometimes everybody not wrong. Sometimes you're not the victim.
That's right.
Sometimes the problem is you. Look in the mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Oh yeah.
What did he say? I'm asking him to change his ways.
Change.
Michael was preaching on this song.
Yeah, he felt it.
You know he got happy at the end of that.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
he was woo. And in the background, na 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 na. I believe they were speaking in tongues. Speak, Holy Ghost, speak. I'm sorry.
You got me up here. No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, not they was speaking in tongues. Oh God, they was getting delivered.
Everybody in the
He said everybody in
auditorium
here getting
was
delivered.
getting free of that thing.
Oh, glory.
That's why they was fainting under the glory. Passing out. If you look at old Michael Jackson concert videos, you'll see what we mean for those that, wasn't alive during his reign.
Oh God, it's a lot of men that passed out.
Grown men with 2 families. But anyway, that's beside the point. We're going to go on and get up out of here. You heard what we said, and we said what we said. And, for everybody that, if you have a problem with what I said about the saging and the crystals, you can direct all your complaints to pewbabyshow@gmail.com. Please.
But we come in all love.
For real, we come in all love. It's no judgment. For real, in all seriousness, it's no judgment. If that's what you believe in is working for you, hey, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But let me and mine do what we doing in peace as well.
Oh glory.
Oh glory. And if you need some prayer, send some prayers to the inbox. We'll go before the Lord. I might forward them to the prayer team. You know who our prayer team member is. We forward them to the intercessory prayer team and, do it like that. But anyway, in the meantime, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Look in the mirror. Get the boogers out. Make changes. Change your life. Change your circle. Change your circumstances.
And change you.
First. With that being said, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get the juicy nuggets when they drop. And make sure you follow us on all social media pages. With that being said, God bless. See you next time.